Yeah, so she tweeted last night, just this Google Doc. It's funny that throughout this entire controversy, she's repeatedly said, I need to work on my impulsiveness, I need to work on my impulsivity, as if it's just like, a quirky character trait that she's talking about. Like, it's like saying, oh, Rima's always late, I need to work on my lateness. But it's like, being late is not, it's not that bad. What you're doing right now is not just being impulsive. Like, there's a lot of people that are impulsive, but they don't do what you're doing at all. At all. Yeah, impulsive is buying too many candy bars at the checkout counter. This is complete lack of impulse control. It's not just that, it's like some kind of obsession, and when her mind gets hooked on a thought or somebody, I feel like she's spiraling. This is not normal behavior. So she posted this around midnight, and she starts by saying, I'm sincerely sorry about what I posted towards Adfree and Flork. I took things way too far and enforced my worldview on other people too harshly when it shouldn't have been enforced at all. It wasn't even a question of worldview though. It's, my opinion of this is that I think that she was upset at SVA because Flork told her not to contact him anymore like a few months back. Because even when she opened the ticket, as we've seen in the last stream, the ticket master told her it's not Adfree that is speaking in the clip. And she still decided to move forward with her call-out post against Adfree. To me, this wasn't a question of worldview at all. Because one, she knew this was Minecraft roleplay. And two, she knew it wasn't Adfree who was speaking in the clip. So she really just was trying to cause trouble because she had this like weird hate boner against them. So first of all, I think the first line in her Google Doc is disingenuous. She's not fully taking accountability for what she did. It's not about worldview at all, because her worldview technically aligned with theirs, but they were role-playing. That's the detail that she keeps glossing over, and it wasn't ad-free. Moving on to the next sentence. Whether the intent was there or not, I hurt people, and I'm sincerely sorry about that. I never should have posted that clip out of context, and never should have made that post calling out Adfree and Flork. This is correct. It was a roleplay, and just because my feelings were hurt does not excuse me pulling the rug from somebody else's feet. I'm sorry to the Minecraft SMP server members for toppling over a supportive and fun environment that was supposed to build relationships, not break them. I'm sorry to the Minecraft SMP staff and owner for bringing a non-issue to their attention and bringing it to the public's eyes. Alright, at least she's taking accountability for that. She's acknowledging that. Next, she says, however, I never did any of the things Apollo is accusing me of, and here is the evidence proving Apollo has been slandering me for years. So let's look at her so-called evidence. Surely she'll have something really strong here, chat. Over the past year, there have been multiple ongoing misunderstandings and claims made about me behind the scenes that I feel like I need to address openly. My goal is not to attack anybody, and please do not direct your harassment at anybody. Nobody needs to go through that. I aim to clarify what happened from my perspective, correct misinformation, and explain why I'm speaking up now. I want to start by acknowledging the situation began with a very painful moment in my life and that I made many mistakes along the way. I'm not without fault. However, I also believe the narrative about what happened has been inaccurate, and some of the claims being spread about me are just untrue. In early May of 2023, I was going through an intense period of depression. On May 6, I made a suicide attempt. I reached out to a close friend at the time, who was Apollo Mythos, by sending a message that I should not have sent, a side note. In hindsight, this was a serious misjudgment on my part, and I fully understand receiving a message like that can be distressing. After surviving the attempt, I panicked and tried to have the email deleted by reaching out to her partner. Regardless of what had happened with the message, both Apollo and her partner initially had shown me support. When I read this part, I was like, is it a known thing that Apollo had a partner back then? Or is she kind of outing their relationship in the doc? I don't know. I don't have this detail. I'm just putting this out there. This was a question I had when I read this. After, she says, the day after, while still recovering mentally as well as physically, I joined Apollo's group server to seek social interaction. During this, things became tense, and shortly after I found myself blocked by Apollo, her partner, and two mutual friends. I had only shared my attempt with Apollo, so the situation was extremely confusing and painful. I think it is not known. Yeah, I think she outed that. Even if it's a past relationship, I mean, I think most VTubers would prefer it's not out there. So that's one thing. Secondly, I don't see why she thinks this situation is very confusing to her, because it's very clear if you send somebody a suicide note and then you reappear the next day as if nothing happened to like seek social interaction and play games, don't you think people would feel off about that, would feel like it's awkward about it? And she says, I want to be clear, I did reach out from 2 alternate accounts. I highlighted this part because I was like, what the fuck am I reading? She reached out to Apollo and her partner on 2 different alt accounts. Plus her own. This was not meant to harass anybody. I was overwhelmed, confused, and trying to understand what had happened and why somebody I had trusted had cut contact with no explanation. I was later told it was implied she needed space. As someone on the autism spectrum, implied communication is very hard for me to interpret, and I previously explained this to Apollo. Shortly after this, I began hearing people believed I faked my S-side attempt, considering that Apollo was the only person I had shared that information with. This was shocking to hear. So this is kind of the core of the doc, is that from this moment forward, Apollo believed that she faked her suicide attempt, well, at least according to Cha-Cha and what she showed in the doc. But Cha-Cha maintains that it was not S-side bait, it was a true attempt, which I don't know. I don't want to have a very firm opinion on this, because if she did attempt, that's really sad, but at the same time I have a lot of doubt there. Like, because I feel like she's one of those that does the fake baiting for attention, but who knows. I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt. The combination of being blocked by close friends, being told I was lying about a very real attempt, and being socially isolated while already in crisis led to another attempt on May 9th. This time I required hospitalization, including medical care and a stay in the psych ward. I experienced temporary hypoxia-related speech issues and have hospital records that confirm this. Original document ends here, not including screenshot evidence. Over a year later, I became aware that allegations were still being made about me, specifically claims that I had posted revenge porn or doxed Apollo. I want to make this absolutely clear. I never had access to anyone's personal information, legal name, or address. I was never sent explicit photos. I did not post or distribute anything of that nature. This was also a questionment that I had the first time we read Apollo's tweet where she said revenge prawn, and we were wondering what does that entail? What kind of revenge prawn is being alleged here? I don't know what she means by original document ends here. And no, you are not too ESL for that. I think it's just a weird way to format this. I have no clue what she means by that. And I don't know, I'm not sure what... Usually revenge prawn in a non-VTuber community is like distributing nudes of an ex or of somebody that you got their nudes in an attempt to, you know, shame them or without their consent. I'm not sure what it entails in this situation in the VTuber community. These games have had heavy consequences for me, including being blacklisted from opportunities. When I attempted to clarify the situation with the company involved, I was told the screenshots were fake and I was threatened with legal action. When I asked for proof that certain deleted messages could be recovered, I did not receive any. Also, a former member of the company, Hades, contacted me from an alternate account to explain that they were not allowed to speak with me because of the situation, even further suggesting internal communication was influenced by misinformation. I've stayed quiet for a long time because I was scared and because I was threatened with legal consequences. Now that I understand those threats had no legal basis and that misinformation is still circulating, I feel that I have the right to defend myself and present the truth as I experienced it. I have documentation to support my hospitalization, proof of conversations, and additional context that I'm willing to share. My hope is not to reignite conflict, but to advocate for myself, correct false claims, and provide clarity to the situation that has affected my reputation and mental well-being. And then she gets into the screenshots. So it's from her alt account called Bunny Elisu. And she says, thank you. I have no doubt in my mind that Apollo has told the company these lies, but I do not have evidence of this. But the fact that I was very good friends with Hades and then all of a sudden stopped messaging me after I did pixel art of Apollo, this was before I knew who she was, makes me very upset. I would like to avoid making this public, as despite Apollo thinking that I did it for attention, according to old DMs, I don't like people knowing I try to take my life. And then Trey Legacy is the guy that did that long tweet ending with telling Chachachilla, it's not, this is not a threat, I don't do threats, this is a promise. You guys remember? He's the guy that's talking to her right now in these DMs. He says, completely understandable, I'll have to talk with other management about this real soon. She says, thank you. He says, thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, of course, thank you for hearing me out. This is another set of message with somebody else. She says, hi, I love you so much. Thank you, I really appreciate you keeping in touch. Person replies, oh, of course, sorry about everything. I don't really judge people on their past. I just am based off my experience, and you've been nothing but lovely to me. It made me really sad that management was like that. No, it's okay. I'll be the first to admit I messed up in the past, but I tried to change it for the better. I like you as a person. I'm just so grateful we can stay friends. Me too. How have you been though? It's been a while since we talked, lol. Busy, been trying to stream as much as I can lately. Health has gotten in the way. Is this supposed to be with Hades PL, or is this because they talk about management. Really sad that management was like that. Is this somebody from Mito she's talking to? Anyway, next set of screenshots. Apollo, hi my love, how are you doing? I'm good. Yeah, I made a new friend. We're gonna collab soon. Her name's Bunny Elisu. She's super nice. So this is a set of DM between Apollo and one of Bunny Elisu and Apollo's mutuals. Yeah, I made new friends. We're gonna collab soon. Her name's Bunny Elisu. She's super nice. Apollo responds, oh my god, be very careful with her. She's a liar and very manipulative. She lied to me about attempting suicide. And if I was you, I would avoid her. Oh, that's not good. I'll be very careful. Watch yourself. She had no problem leaking PL names and IRL names in those docs though. And this screenshot is also crazy, chat. This is an email that Bunny Elisu sent to Mitos agency. Hello, I'm aware that Apollo has been spreading rumors about me. I would like to discuss these as they are false, and I have screenshot evidence to back it up. I know the Apollo is saying I faked my SI attempt that happened over a year ago. However, I have hospital records indicating this is not the case and screenshot showing she spread rumors about me. But every time she says that, she doesn't show anything. And on top of that, isn't it like kind of crazy to go complain at somebody's workplace that you have beef with one girl and that she's been spreading rumors about her? Like, the VTuber community is big enough that you could still stick to your own lanes and not have to cross path. Where'd you get the DMs from this mutual? The mutual definitely sent it to her. Mitos responds, hello, after an internal investigation, we have determined that you have been circulating fake DM screenshots featuring our talent Apollo. This constitutes fraud and defamation, and it's a serious legal matter. Apollo is a character owned by our company. This means that you are not only defaming the talent behind Apollo, but our entire company as well. We demand that you cease and desist immediately with this unacceptable behavior. If this continues in any manner, we will protect ourselves and our talents to the fullest extent of the law. Sincerely, Team Mitos. I think a cease and desist is probably needs to be sent in a more formal way, but I think they're just telling her here that they're not gonna fuck around and that she needs to stop before they escalate, or she escalates. And then this is a screenshot from her DMs with Trey saying, upper management told me that they checked Apollo's chat logs, including deleted messages, and they can prove that those screenshots are fake. They are serious about taking legal steps if you continue spreading fake DMs about the company and its talents. The best advice I could give you is to move on with your life. And he was so right about that, and yet she does nothing but that. So, you know, at the beginning of the doc, when Chacha said that she had evidence that Apollo was slandering her, this is the evidence. It's that screenshot that their mutual or somebody else sent to Chachachilla, and it's a conversation between Apollo and another person saying that she's a liar and manipulative, and she lied to her about attempted S-side and warning her to avoid her. Like, this is it. This is the core of her defense. So in this one, it's again Trey Legacy and Bunny Elisu, and I think he's trolling her here because to calm her down. He says, Bunny, do me a favor and delete one of the things you just posted. She says, why? I'll show you what you can recover, that you can recover deleted messages. Okay, if you can give me proof, I'll believe you, okay? It's gone, right? I'll even delete this, okay? It gone, right? You can recover messages within a few minutes, sure. okay, this one, if you delete it now, they'll still be within a few minutes. And he shows her that he deleted this. You need to have deleted it a week ago and then screenshot it today. Find Hades and my deleted conversation. Prove that you can do that. We did have one. That's how I was able to talk to Hilo. The screenshot you send me of the email with you and Hilo? No. So isn't this like a plugin? I think it's a plugin that he's using and he's trolling her. I don't think there's a way to recover Discord messages actually. There's a legal distinction between the character and the actor. You can absolutely hit the actor with a cease and desist or worse without involving the company, provided the blocked activity isn't professional. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, Hilo is Hades PL. Oh, and she didn't censor that, right? So why did she censor this then? That's so confusing. She's like not consistent with the info she's censoring. So Bunny here says, no, of me with Hades. Do you want me to screen share my screen? I actually did talk to Redacted. I know that screenshot is real, but I talked to Hades to get Hades all redacted. She says, we deleted the convo to keep her safe from Corp. Get that convo. If you can prove that you can recover all deleted screenshots, then I'll admit I was in the wrong and apologize. For me to do this, I would need to have access to the account, which I do not because that is her personal. She says, no, this happened on the Hades account. Hades, not Redacted. I talked to Hades on her Hades account. We had a conversation. In this conversation, she gave me her alt account information, Redacted. We deleted this conversation, but if you really can recover messages, you should see it. He responds, I already knew about this conversation, and I knew why she friended you on that account. She says, can you recover it? He says, if I get access, then yes, but Hades is out of town for a week. That's fine, I won't do anything rash. I will wait. I already proven I can recover messages, so again, my best advice to you is to just stop right now. You've proven you can recover messages if you deleted them within a few minutes. This will be my final conversation with you on the matter, he says. She says, that does not prove you can recover a message that's been deleted for a while. I showed you a deleted message from our convo from a few days ago, but you just deleted it. That is all. It hasn't been deleted for a while. As far as I'm aware, the cache on the computer only holds messages for a little bit from what I researched at least. Wait, so you have no problem if I post the whole story that happened with evidence about Redacted saying Redacted is Apollo? As long as I don't post that one fake screenshot, right? If that's the case, I just will remove the fake screenshot from the list of evidence. I still have the redacted screenshot that's pretty incriminating. It shows that Apollo told management about me. He says, so you want to dox people? And she's like, that's not doxing. Doxing is spreading their address, name, personal info, IRL info. I'm holding her responsible for her actions. She lied to the company and ruined my friendship with Hades. I wonder if the initial doxing allegations was about PLs, because he seems to say, oh, you want to dox people probably in regards to PL that she wants to uncover. Anyway, to me, she's one big pattern. She's always obsessed about somebody. She believes they're trying to ruin their lives, her life, and then she like goes after them in a very obsessive manner with Twitter callouts, with Google Docs, or going after their workplace, which is pretty messed up. The conversation continues saying why. He says, I will show you that you can recover deleted messages. Okay, if you can give me proof, I'll believe you. Okay, you can recover messages within a few minutes. Sure, if you delete it now, they'll still be within a few minutes. You need to have deleted it a week ago and then screenshot it today. Find Hades and my deleted conversation. Prove that you can do that. We did have one. That's how I was able to talk to Redacted. No, of me with Hades. Do you want me to screen share my screen? I actually did talk to Redacted, but I talked to Hades to get Hades alt redacted. Here it's written in tiny, like, in this conversation she gave me her alt account information. Why'd you delete the messages? I have screenshots. It makes you look awfully guilty. Bunny Alisu is sending him that, and he's like, Bunny, I just had to fucking bury my cousin and my uncle today at their funeral. For the love of God, leave me the hell alone. I'm in no mood for this. You already released the dog, did you not? Okay, then that's it. Leave people the hell alone already. I can tell why he's losing his shit, especially if he has to deal with her, Menhera ass, after burying 2 people. That's crazy. Yeah, poor Trey. This is somebody talking to Bunny Elisa, we don't know who, sending her one of her posts saying, why are you posting this again? I'm trying to understand here, but I don't. She says, I received more evidence. A screenshot where she's clearly spreading rumors about me. I think this is how we managed to find that Google Doc she did on Apollo. It's because she put that screenshot. I think this is in regard to this tweet. Somebody is asking her, why are you posting this again? It's like, my experience with Apollo Mythos, with clear evidence she has been spreading rumors. And she did a Google Doc on her, but she deleted it probably because it was as dog shit as this one. So this person is like, okay, and did you reach back out to the management and show them? This is not just a random person. This is a company that has already given you a cease and desist, and you're posting about it again after that. You have opened yourself to legal action. I did, but I have no ground to sue me. Fraud and defamation would only be if the screenshots were fake. If you have a line of communication with the company and they have issues, a legal statement to you have to go back to that line of communication. You are in direct violation of it, regardless of validity of the screenshot, not to mention their claim is you faking screenshot, which only makes it look worse for you, and the time of it works very poorly in your favor. She's like, how the fuck would I fake a screenshot? I have zero conversation with her. I don't know who she's talking with here, and or what is this supposed to prove, because it literally doesn't prove anything. It doesn't support anything else that she wrote. Then she says, why is it so bad for me to publicly address what she's doing to me? She is the one who started this by falsifying rumors about me and slandering my name. I am defending myself. And starting a lawsuit requires money to hire a lawyer. There are no public defenders for civil suits. Other person responds, yes, and there are people who talk about me too. It's like that here. But dragging all of Twitter and the VTuber sphere into all of this one opens you up to more rumors, not less. Whoever she's talking to, they're right. They're really right about that. You are bringing the whole world into a personal matter that should be addressed in a private or through legal means, and a written statement of cease and desist is binding. Same as if you tell someone, do not contact me again or I will seek legal action is. So I'm just supposed to ignore her actively trying to sabotage my friends? It sucks, but yes, the way you are handling it is only going to make it worse, not better. You're giving them fuel. With several, she succeeded in destroying. Yeah, but if she has evidence, she could show these friends and then they'd be convinced, no? If she did, they weren't friends in the first place. I refuse to stand idly but while somebody attempts to ruin my sole source of income as a disabled person. That is a bold statement. Even her friend, had an eye roll there. It's a true statement. With the evidence you have, it doesn't show that. So attempting to sabotage my streaming career doesn't equal trying to sabotage my income. Networking is vital to grow. You don't have evidence of that. You have one screenshot of her warning another person to be careful because of what they believe you did to them. That doesn't constitute career sabotage. True! True! This person was so right! And then she says, but they are lies. I've sent her proof that I was hospitalized. So she is knowingly engaging in slander. I've even posted my proof publicly multiple times. My last convo with my mutual friends that blocked me after Apollo blocked me. This was in 2023. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, I'm just chilling. How about you, cutie? Just vibing. Nice, I hope you have a good evening. I am kind of bored, except for Anime Central. Oh, you're going to AC, that's exciting. Yeah, I'm so psyched. She sent her a voice message. She sends her smiley. I reached affiliate. A nice. I'm going to Anime Central. They control my love-ins with money. I don't random weird message. So all of these are her conversation with other people. She only has that. She has nothing, no proof of Apollo. She only has that screenshot of Apollo talking to somebody else warning her about Bunny Elisu. And then on my DMs with a mutual friend of Apollo and I, who was told by her mods incriminating things about me. Hey honey, so I'm gonna go ahead and refund you for the date thingy. Where can I send that? Why? I just don't believe I'm gonna have time for it and I don't want to make you wait any longer. Ah, is that also why you kicked me from your server? That was a mod decision. I do apologize about that, but due to other accounts of others' experience, my mod team felt it was best. So she's talking to somebody and that creator, her own mods, probably advised her to kick Bunny Elisu from the server because they maybe had experiences with some other of her accounts. Bunny's like, why didn't she listen to my side? Nobody bothered asking me about my side. After my attempt, everybody blocked me. Even my counselors at the psych ward said that was unreasonable behavior. What a crazy sentence to say. Even my counselors at the psych ward said this was unreasonable behavior. Okay, Bunny. Bunny, this was just for my server. I'm still here myself and was about to ask you how you were doing. Sorry, I'm upset. I'm very upset, actually. I came back after almost dying, and it feels like nobody cares. The other person says, were you admitted? I'm guessing. She says, yeah, I was in the hospital for 3 days and the psych ward for 3 days. Are you safe now or still admitted? I'm home now. I have counseling sessions starting tomorrow. My insurance wouldn't cover it before, but now that I attempted, they're going to cover it. Funny how that works. And the document ends here, by the way. That's it. We're done. I fucking flipped out when I saw this. How is this it? What does this even prove? You have 1 brain cell. That's crazy. It's nothing. It makes her look even crazier, because you see her contacting Apollo's workplace. You see her like spamming Trey until he's like, leave me the fuck alone. She leaks the link to her doc on Apollo. It's ridiculous. There's probably a reason why she deleted it in the first place. It was that the evidence was inconclusive. And she even showcases a conversation with one of her friends that tells her, you have no evidence beside that one screenshot that she's trying to sabotage your career. Even her friend who read the doc, the initial doc, is like, bro, you've got nothing. You just aren't intelligent enough to just understand the sheer genius of anything. All of these are conversation with other people. And she's like, this is my convo with a mutual friend that blocked me after Apollo blocked me. What is the point you're trying to make here? Because this screenshot doesn't even show that you got blocked. You should have showcased that at least, because that's the point you're trying to make. And it's a nothing burger. And this, it just, again, I feel like she's making all of this up in her head. She's like, this only proves that the girl that she's talking to, her mods told her incriminating things. How does it tie back to Apollo just because she's a mutual of Apollo? She's like, oh, Apollo probably told them about this. But no, the only thing the screenshot proves is that her mods told her about it. Maybe her mods heard about you, just like Nuzagi had heard about Bunny Alisu and told Nuz to stay away from her, as we learned in my stream last time. Yeah, if one person talks about you in a bad opinion, is that slander? Exactly. I don't think so. Listen, I'm not a lawyer for Tier, but I don't think so. But yeah, this is really a document that should have stayed in the draft, and there needed to be, like, all of these messages, for example, of her talking to her friend. Why was that not just paraphrased? Like, she should have said, my motives at the time for releasing this document was because I had received more evidence, yada, yada, yada. But instead, she just puts in a Discord conversation with her friend where they go back and forth about it, and where Bunny Alisu is like, no, I have the right to do this. She's going after me. She's sabotaging me, blah, 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 blah. And it's never gonna end. She's gonna keep on going forever, I bet. So upon reading this, poor Trey, man, he says, sigh, do I really need to respond to this crazy attention-seeking girl? Well, I think you guys could respond very briefly with evidence that will settle the matter once and for all. Hades is a former member of Mito. Since when? Hey, yeah, sorry, forgot to give in the notice, my bad. And then this gets community noted, and Hades tweeted here. Plot twist. Apparently one of the screenshots was doctored. Bro, this shit is fake. This is a screenshot you claimed that was of my conversation with Apollo. Oh, this was Hades in the screenshot? Don't think I don't know. This conversation never happened, and I do not type like this. Want to know how I would have typed? I would have used actual emojis because I've been a Nitro user for years, and anyone who knows me knows this. So yes, you did submit fake screenshots to our management team to try and have Apollo punish and justify the weird obsessive behavior. Bro, this is her doctor screenshot? If you're gonna fake some screenshots, at least fake, like, better evidence than this. Do better. Okay, do better. Do better in lying. I've never thought I would say that, but I'm there. We got a bingo. How? This is doctored? This was supposed to be her proof. Or maybe this, I don't know. Hades says this is a screenshot that she claimed was of her conversation with Apollo, but it's not her in the screenshot. So either she faked the screenshot entirely, or she took a screenshot of somebody else, censored her, and pretended it was Hades. Oh, there's more. Cha-cha, I don't know if you'll read all this, you prob will, but generally please stop. Please try to find a happier life for yourself than this. I understand IRL being hard, but relying and being disinvested in the internet will only continue to poison your mind. I too, and you to generally help yourself by stepping back, because at this point you are making so many enemies that even if you do change for the better, those people would stop at nothing to harass you anytime you do anything online. So please take a step back and just try to live your actual life offline for a while. I don't want this situation to make you do things you cannot reverse, so this needs to stop. Cha-cha responded to this, saying, I was not sent that by Hades, I was sent it by somebody else, first of all. Second of all, different screenshot was Hades on her alt, this one. Oh yeah, so we were right about our supposition that this sounded like Hades. Why block on names? You're already calling them out. That's true too, because it's Hades' past life. And she did post her past life though. And if I did post her past life, everybody would get mad at me. Everybody's already mad at you, bro. Okay, I don't want to make it worse. I'm not posting Hades PL. But she did show it in other parts of the doc. She's still doubling down in the hospital. I never lied about that. I literally posted evidence. I was at the hospital. What else do people want my hospital banned? People don't care about the evidence. I don't believe that she was at the hospital. Sorry. I just don't believe it. Hades says, I can confirm, yes, this is me in the screenshot. I was told by management you had been blacklisted by Mythos, but not the reasoning. And so because I had only good interactions with you, I decided to befriend you on my PL account and stay in touch there. Then you created a public Google Doc on Twitter against Apollo and Mythos and used this screenshot uncensored, revealing my PL account to try to prove that Apollo was the reason you were blacklisted. Wow. So that's why she censored it this time. That's the real reason. The other screenshot you sent to my management claiming it was sent to you by me, and I had to have my entire Discord conversation history looked at by Mythos to see if it was true. After not finding anything, and me also knowing the conversation never took place, Mythos determined this screenshot to be fake and doctored. Cha-cha-cha is so fucking stupid. So that's what they're arguing about in the doc. I understand everything now. This was the missing puzzle piece. So initially, Cha-cha-cha made the accusation to Mythos saying Apollo had told this to Hades and had sabotaged her, networking or opportunities. So she sent that to Mythos, and then Hades had to have her entire Discord conversation looked at by her agency, and they didn't find anything. So that's why Cha was like, oh, she deleted the messages, and she doubled down on this. It makes sense, and it tracks with everything that she's done so far. Wow, that girl is insane. Like, actually. I wonder what her therapist at the psych ward would say about her. I wonder what her counselors at the psych ward would say about this. Yeah, she's consistent on that front. There's another tweet that came out against her from Please Justice. Cha, here's an example when you make a claim about something, like how you have admitted to S-side baiting, never saying Apollo made you, but your mother did. You are committing slander towards her. Stop it and get some help. I did something bad a month ago, so I left. Oh yeah, we saw this screenshot before. Or Liz, I did an attempt S-side, but I did not involve you and anybody else for that matter, unless you count my mom. And I did suicide bait. I regret it. Was it the same attempt or another time? But I mean, if you do a suicide bait once, usually these type of people do it again. Sorry, correction. Opening herself to liability since slander is... Sorry, my Siri got picked up. Slander is spoken, but you get the point. I'm tired, boss. Same, man. So this was from the screenshot was from a now ex-friend put some serious accusations about them, but I have the screenshot from them. When I said S I baited, I further elaborated and said that I attempted and went to the hospital. B, I have no messages with Apollo to edit. Damn, and I did suicide bait, I regret it. What's a suicide bait? I told people I was killing myself. That's called suicide baiting, but I only told 3 people. I was sent that screenshot of Apollo, and to me, that's damning evidence. If you have evidence otherwise, I'd have to see it, so Dammy purposefully clipped out of context. It's the fucking holidays and you're worried about drama. Please get your mind off this and go enjoy the holidays with friends and loved ones. You know what? Bring back shame. Bring back shaming people when they behave like this publicly. You said you did it before. Why is she posting this? This makes her look 10 times worse. Her friend is saying, or whoever she's speaking to, I don't know if they're friend. You said you did it before, correct? And I did suicide bait and I regret it. She says right here. Then Bunny says, I attempted aside, hoping that when I died, the people that hurt me would have had their life become hell. Oh, you're very normal for doing that. And I made it very clear it was about them. You said, and I did SI baiting and I regret it. Yes, because that ruined any chance of reforming my relationship with the people I streamed over. And what does SI baiting mean again? Attempting aside for attention, which I did in the manner of hoping when I died, my death would get the attention of those who hurt me. That sounds very similar to what Violet Sky said in one of her videos. True. Violet Sky, by the way, chat. One of her other personas that she says is not her, but I don't know if I believe her. Like here she says, who the fuck is Violet Sky VT? After Apollo kind of outed her. And then we looked at Violet Sky's channel. These are the videos. If you drop suicidal friends, you're a piece of shit, and cutting is okay. I don't know. It kind of sounds like something she would do. It sounds so similar. How odd. I feel like here she's backtracking her definition of suicide baiting. She knows what it means, but now that she's getting called out for it, she's like, oh no, I did it in the manner of hoping that when I died, my death would get the attention of those who hurt me. Then Liz is saying, okay, so do you understand how this could make people question other attempts? She's like, I guess, but I've never faked an attempt. Every time I've actually tried to kill myself, usually pills. Okay, but you understand why people may question you, the attention sowed? People will assume you are faking it for attention because you've done that before. You broke people's trust. Okay, Liz says, so you have to earn their trust back, and most people don't trust you because you've lied and have been caught lying about things before. Not the attempt themselves. This is why people don't trust you. She's like, what have I lied about? Apollo saying some mean things to you. She never said them to me, but did say them about me. No, she did not. And that was proven. I like that she's putting screenshots of people questioning her and being like, no, you're lying, bitch. This says Discord. I have a friend who works with them and we're able to loom into those timestamps and dates, but just know I'm not holding this against you. Discord does not keep deleted messages. Yes, they do. Then how come when I reported Mike Rumor, they couldn't do anything because he deleted his messages? Look, I'm not going to argue on this, but just know I'll talk to Roxy and Demi about this because I know Demi and I didn't want this to happen. I'll get this fixed, but don't be causing drama for people. This is how you make more enemies than friends. Everybody that she speaks to counsel her the same thing and she just won't listen. The best way to stop this is to drop it entirely. By talking about it is only making things worse for you. Also, to answer your question about messages, they can see they were deleted but can't read them. They didn't even find that. I'm surprised about that. I didn't know. What else is there? Jesus fucking Christ, you're actually a sociopath. I attempted aside hoping that when I died, the people that hurt me would have had their lives become hell and made it very clear it was about... You know what? True. This is fucking crazy. Sociopaths don't feel emotion. I feel too much. There's a very big difference. Spiteful aside is not healthy, but it's something, yes, I did attempt in the past. No, they feel emotions. They don't feel empathy or remorse, which makes any negative emotion amplified. A quick Google search would have actually said that, cha. Well, I do feel empathy. I've been very distraught whenever I lost people close to me, and when people died, that hurts too. I don't know in which rabbit hole we just found ourselves, chat, but I can't stop reading. Clearly not, because you wouldn't continue lying and doctoring things 2 years later. You wouldn't continue to try to make your problems others people's issues. It's clear you aren't really telling your therapist anything, let alone them actually helping you with stuff. Actually, listen to everyone on here and log off the internet. Go outside, touch grass, get retail job. Like you're just actively making things worse for you because everything you have released just paints you further and further in a bad light. Not wrong there. I can't get a retail job. I faint when I stand too long. Ugh, oh my god. Yeah, and also what she described wasn't empathy because it was still about her. You can, if my SO can get a job with having POTS, you can too. It's called asking for accommodations from your workplace. In the US, where you are located, they are federally required to give you them if you need it. That's it if it doesn't cause you undue hardship for the employer. That's if it doesn't cause undue hardship for the employer. Also, Demi, your best friend for years, was a PDF file, and you told me he'd been cancelled in the past. Cancelled for very different reasons. I've cut ties with him, and people know I do not support him for his cause. Holy hell, did she just trying to blame you for unknowingly being friends with a PDF file? Didn't think victim blame would get marked on by Bunny bingo card, but here we are. Yup. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. That's exactly what she just tried to do. Dude, this conversation never ends. The state is that one that decides if it's undue hardship or not. It's not an excuse to not try. I've tried. The states I am has dictated that it is an undue hardship for retail jobs. I don't know if you're in Cali or whatever, but most red states aren't accommodating. I am in Cali. My SO lives in Florida and works at a Macy's. Florida is a red state. Florida is more blue than my state. Dude, she has an excuse for everything. It still voted 80% red in the last election and is controlled by red. Values may be slightly different, but it's still a red state. Also, you do realize POTS is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Some people have it way worse than others. Mine is extremely bad. Wow. I want to see the Trey Legacy Google Doc drop on her. Please, please. That girl is a professional victim. She wants to be paid for being a victim. Whatever you have, I have the worst version. That's basically her excuse for everything. Yup. This document did not help Chechachilla at all. In fact, everything that she's been tweeting has contributed to making her look worse. And I'm not even exaggerating. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.